Good Sunday morning, everybody. They are not just numbers. They're sons and daughters, brothers and sisters, mothers and fathers. They are people who are no longer with us. The city's list of homicide victims in 2009, the numbers are down from the previous year, but the numbers are still way too high. We welcome back community activist Alonzo Washington, who's been on the front lines of this with victims' relatives, with police, with tipsters who go to his MySpace page to share information. It's good to have you back. Happy New Year. All right, and as far as the numbers go, 110 people were the victims of homicide in the city in 09. That's down from 126 in 08. Far too many in the 17 to 24-year-old range. What do these numbers tell you?
Well, it tells me that there's still a subculture of people who get caught up in these homicide and violent situations. You know, there's so many efforts out there that deal with marching, lighting candles, and things such as that, but we're not really reaching the people that we need to reach, and so it just says to all of us that we need to redouble our efforts to reach these young people.
And we're told that in many of these cases, there are drug connections to these homicides.
Yeah.
Do you find that to be true?
I find that to be true, but I also find that conflict resolution, you know, small things become big things. You know, you step on my foot, you show me some disrespect, I'm going to shoot you. The availability to guns, I just don't understand why there's no effort to fight guns in our city. And I'm not saying legal guns, but, you know, you have 16-year-olds that can get guns that cost $500 to $1,000 for regular law-abiding citizens. There's an undercover gun market in our community that's not being checked.
And what's the answer there?
Well, you know, I think law enforcement needs to deal with that. I also think there should be more patrols in high-crime areas. From the data, we know that most homicides occur on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Monday being that people are out Sunday night, right before they go to work. And if we know that, you could take some of those officers from the Power and Light District in Westport and put them in those high-crime areas. I don't understand why that hasn't happened. I just see a lot of officers showing up after the homicide, and I think there should be more focus on prevention.
You have used the social networking site MySpace with a great deal of success when it comes to attracting information on unsolved homicides. Is it MySpace? Is the future Twitter? Is it Facebook? These social networking sites, I'm assuming you see value in these, but where do they go from here?
I've been able to see that it's very powerful, and law enforcement has been able to see it.
I mean, more powerful than, say, a tips hotline, a place where people can call anonymously?
Well, I mean, that is good. It's old school, but these kids, the reason why I got on MySpace is my sons. You know, I have a number of sons, and they're always clicking something in their hands. And I saw them on MySpace, Facebook, and I said, let me try to put that in my activism. The first week, I was able to solve a homicide. And now you see Jim Corwin, the police chief, all these various agencies on Twitter, blogs, and that really works because it's media. It's new media, just as you are the traditional journalist. And me, I'm just the activist. I'm like, you know, I'm doing MySpace. I'm half asleep doing it. Don't look at all of it as being perfect. But people contact me like I'm a member of the press. Because if I write something about a murder, something about a family, those family members, those suspects, those people call me. And they look at it as real media. Young people think MySpace, Twitter, Facebook is media. And really it is.
And there are an awful lot of cases that remain unsolved from 2009.
Oh, yes, 100%. And that's why I'm out here saying, and that's why I'm back on your show, we have to give tips. If you don't talk, criminals walk. There is no stop marching, stop letting balloons off type of T-shirt. Just stop snitching. When you talk, you expose a criminal, and they can be arrested, and that's what criminals don't want. They don't want you to share information.
And are there particular cases that are, for lack of a better way of putting it front and center on your radar screen today?
Well, yes. I mean, if we look at 2010, we have had 5 homicides, 2 in Kansas, 3 in Missouri, and surrounding areas. So what I'm trying to do is just continue to talk about giving tips and trying to do some preventative measures. But I'm an activist. I can't enforce the law. I can just talk to people. But I think there should be some type of program into our schools and something that is beyond, you know, the traditional stuff that we saw, something that we can reach out to young people and really try to make them think differently about conflict resolution.
Have you seen any change in the relationship between people in the community, especially younger people who may have information that may hold the key to solving some of these unsolved crimes, and the police?
Well, I mean, you know, that's a hard one. You know, when you say young people in police, it doesn't work out well. And when you throw African American on there, you know, you have this, you know, this tension-filled relationship. And it is somewhat better, and I think the reason why it is that, somebody like me, I've said, it's better to give tips and resolve these negative things yourself. But, I mean, I think the police can do a little bit more to reach out to our community. And when I say our community, I just mean the African-American community, but all communities. I mean, when I blog about crime, I blog about Hispanic, white, rapes, robbery. I blog about all types of crimes, but the thing is that I think the police can always do more to reach out to the inner city and young people.
And again, your MySpace page continues to be an effective tool that you're using every day.
Yes, and YouTube, I'm on there, and I get responses, I get tips, and people call me on it from both sides. You wouldn't think criminal suspects, you wouldn't think people who are accused of crimes would call me to see what I'm talking about, but they actually do.
Alonzo Washington, good to have you back. Happy New Year, and best of luck in all you do.
Happy New Year. It's been a deadly New Year. Let's see if we can change it.
Thank you for being here. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Back to you.